Good afternoon. This is the Outdoor Artist, and I'm joined today by my generous sister from Arizona, and we are on the Fern Discovery Tour. We'd like to start our Discovery Tour with this small fern that we tend to find along the paths here, and this year it'll look like this. It'll get to about maybe a foot or more in height, and that's about it. And then over here you'll see that it stays around, and when it finally dies, it looks like this through till next year. So this is last year's version, but it adds kind of a nice color to the forest floor. Let's keep on going and see what else we can find, because we've got quite a few nice ferns here in upstate New York this time of year. They're just getting started, getting nicely developed. There's another brown one from last year that I'll just feature as we go by. Down along this access road a little bit, though, we start to get into some of the larger ferns that we see growing in this area, and they tend to grow in spots where there's more moisture. So you'll see here this drainage area comes down, providing a lot of moisture, and right there you come across these very vigorous and generous ferns. These will probably get at least another 6 inches to a foot higher, and then blossom out to the size of maybe a bushel basket or so, and they'll be great. And we have a lot of them growing throughout the area. They also tend to have this nice smooth stem. That's a feature of this type of fern, almost like a pencil or a straw type stem. But let's keep going, because we've got some other ferns to both look at, but also to see if we can discover. There's some more of that type growing there. This fern that we're approaching is one of my favorites, and this is I like to call it a fairy fern. I'm not sure if that is actually the name of it or not, but it's a very light and delicate fern that'll grow in shady areas in the woods. It'll get to be a total of about a foot high or so, and a very nice light, almost like a lime green. This whole area, you can see, is starting to get covered. In about a month, this will be completely covered, this whole region, with these ferns, and boy, is that a nice display to look forward to. We're going to continue, though, on our tour, because one of the things we've tried to do here is search for new types of ferns, and so as we go up through here, we'll see if we can't locate more specimens of the types that we just talked about, but any new ones as well. I should point out also, just take a brief pause here and look up the Quarry Road, because last year, you may recall, we were planting this to perennial rye. It has now come in nicely, and so it just is a nice lush green look, very serene up through here. So this is a nice place to come for your morning coffee and just enjoy the sounds of nature. Quite often the woodpeckers are out early, and you can enjoy that if you enjoy the sounds of woodpeckers while you're drinking coffee, which I happen to. Okay, as we climb the hill a little farther, there is a type of fern that we have heard. Do you remember generous sister from Arizona?
Well, Outdoor Artist, what about the CFUS?
Oh, you mean the club fern of unusual size? No, I don't think they actually exist.
Oh.
I think it's a legend and a myth, but you know, they do say that club fern of unusual size might exist in this area, though I've never seen one, and I've lived here many years, and I think it's one of those old wives' tales and myths that will never be realized. However, you know, we'll keep our eyes peeled as we see what else is in the forest here. One of the things you'll notice is some nice mosses. It's not really a fern, but we get a lot of these nice mosses that grow along the tree banks, or tree roots I should say, and quite often they're dotted with little pieces of lily and other plants, so those are always a nice find. But as we come up the hill, we'll keep our eyes peeled and oh, wait a second. What is this? Generous sister from Arizona.
What?
This could be...
CFUS?
It's a CFUS. Yes, it is. It's a club fern of unusual size. I have never seen this in my life. And what a specimen. Oh my gosh. This must be a good 2-3 feet high probably. You'll notice this is the old genus with the shiny stem and the woody head. The newer genuses, they say, have sometimes a black stem with a shiny or almost a metallic head. So this is definitely the older genus of this. Wow. This will definitely go into the archives, and I'll have to send this into the Botanical Association for recording because it's a first for me, certainly. Growing right here next to the Quarry Road. What a find.
Wow.
And also a great way to end this edition of The Outdoor Artist. So this is The Outdoor Artist and my generous sister from Arizona signing off.